The Secret of the Shining Sea. Far beneath the sparkling blue ocean, where sunlight danced through the waves like golden ribbons, there lived a tiny blue fish named Finley. Finley was smaller than most fish in Coral Bay, but he had the biggest dreams in the sea. Every day, while other fish played safely near the coral reefs, Finley stared at the faraway deep-water cave. Old sea creatures whispered stories about it. Some said treasure was hidden there. Others believed the cave glowed with magical light during the full moon, but no one had dared to explore it. One bright morning, Finley swam quickly through the coral reef toward his best friend, Crabbo, a cheerful little red crab who loved collecting shiny shells. "Crabbo," Finley called excitedly, "today is the day. We're finally going on an adventure." Crabbo nearly dropped his shell collection. "Adventure? What kind of adventure?" "To the deep-water cave." Crabbo's eyes widened. "The deep-water cave? The place with giant shadows and glowing rocks?" Finley nodded proudly. "Exactly." Crabbo gulped. "I suddenly remembered. I have important shell organizing work to do." Before Finley could answer, a sleek gray dolphin jumped out of the water nearby with a huge splash. "Did somebody say adventure?" asked Delphina the dolphin. Delphina was famous across Coral Bay for her speed and bravery. She loved exploring hidden places and helping sea animals in trouble. Finley grinned. "We're going to the deep-water cave." Delphina spun happily in the water. "Count me in." Crabbo sighed dramatically. "Well, I can't let my friends go alone into danger." The three friends gathered supplies: seaweed snacks, glowing pearl lanterns, and a map drawn by an old sea turtle named Grandpa Tide. "Follow the silver current," Grandpa Tide had told them. "But beware of the whirlpool forest." Now, the friends began their journey. As they swam farther from Coral Bay, the water became darker and cooler. Tall forests of waving seaweed surrounded them. Tiny silver fish darted between the plants like shooting stars. "This place is beautiful," whispered Finley. Suddenly, Crabbo froze. "Did you hear that?" From somewhere deep in the seaweed came a strange creaking sound. Cree! Finley hid behind Delphina. "What was that?" A large green sea turtle slowly poked his head out from the plants. "Oh, sorry," the turtle said kindly. "That was just my old shell." The friends laughed with relief. "My name is Sheldon," said the turtle. "Where are you all headed?" "To the deep-water cave," said Delphina. Sheldon's eyes grew wide. "Be careful. Strange currents have appeared near the cave lately. Fish have been getting lost." Finley swallowed nervously but tried to stay brave. "We'll be careful." The turtle smiled. "Then take this compass shell. It glows when danger is near." He handed them a glowing blue shell before slowly swimming away. The friends continued onward until they reached the whirlpool forest. Huge twisting currents swirled between giant rocks. The water spun so fast it looked like underwater tornadoes. "Oh no," whispered Crabbo. "How do we get through?" asked Finley. Delphina studied the currents carefully. "Stay close to me. Swim only when I say go." The dolphin darted forward gracefully. Finley followed quickly, while Crabbo held tightly onto Finley's tail. "Left," Delphina called. They swerved around a spinning current. "Down!" They ducked beneath another whirlpool. Suddenly, a strong current grabbed Crabbo. "Ah!" he screamed as he spun away. "Crabbo!" shouted Finley. Without hesitation, Delphina raced through the dangerous water. She caught Crabbo just before he crashed into sharp rocks. Finley helped pull him to safety. Crabbo trembled. "I thought I was becoming crab soup," Finley smiled. "Not while we're together." After escaping the whirlpool forest, the friends finally reached a calm stretch of ocean. But something was wrong. The water ahead glowed dark purple instead of blue. Dead seaweed floated everywhere, and fish swam away fearfully. In the distance stood the deep-water cave. Its entrance shimmered with strange glowing light. Delphina frowned. "This doesn't feel right." The compass shell Sheldon had given them suddenly began flashing brightly. "Danger," whispered Crabbo. Still, Finley took a deep breath. "We came all this way. Let's find out what's happening." The friends swam carefully into the cave. Inside, glowing crystals covered the walls like underwater stars. The cave was enormous. Every sound echoed softly through the water. Then they heard crying. Soft little sobs echoed from deeper inside the cave. Finley swam toward the sound and gasped. A baby octopus was trapped beneath a fallen rock. "Help!" cried the octopus. "Please, help me!" Crabbo hurried forward. "Don't worry." Delphina pushed the heavy rock while Finley and Crabbo pulled the little octopus free. "My name is Ollie," sniffled the octopus. "Thank you." "What happened here?" asked Delphina. Ollie pointed deeper into the cave. A giant electric eel moved into the cave. His storms are ruining the ocean nearby. Everyone is too scared to stop him. Just then, boom! A loud crack echoed through the cave. Blue lightning flashed underwater. The friends turned as a gigantic electric eel slithered from the darkness. His glowing yellow eyes narrowed angrily. "Who dares enter my cave?" he thundered. Crabbo hid behind a rock. "Definitely not me." Finley's fins shook nervously, but he swam forward. "We don't want trouble," said Finley bravely. "But you're hurting Coral Bay." The eel growled. "I was forced from my old home by sharks. This cave belongs to me now." Another burst of electricity crackled around him, making the water shake. Delphina whispered, "We need a plan." Finley looked around quickly. He noticed the glowing crystals reacting to the eel's electricity. Then he had an idea. "Keep him distracted," Finley whispered. Delphina zipped around the eel at lightning speed. "Too slow," she teased playfully. The angry eel chased after her, sending electric blasts everywhere. Meanwhile, Finley and Crabbo pushed several giant crystals into a circle around the eel. "What are you doing?" Crabbo whispered. "Trust me." The eel roared furiously and prepared one enormous electric blast. "Now!" shouted Finley. Delphina dove out of the way just as the eel released a giant burst of electricity. The crystals absorbed the electricity instantly. Suddenly, the entire cave lit up with beautiful, glowing light. The electricity bounced harmlessly between the crystals until the eel became too tired to fight anymore. Panting heavily, the eel sank slowly to the cave floor. Finley swam closer carefully. "We don't want to hurt you," he said gently. "You were scared too." The eel looked surprised. "No one's ever said that before." Delphina smiled kindly. "Maybe we can help you find a safer home." Ollie, the octopus, nodded eagerly. Far beyond the western reef, there are empty caves. The eel looked around quietly. "I didn't mean to destroy the ocean," he admitted sadly. Finley smiled. "Then come with us. Coral Bay helps friends." The eel blinked in surprise. "Even me?" "Especially you," said Crabbo. The giant eel slowly smiled for the first time. Together, the sea creatures left the cave. As they swam away, the dark purple water slowly became bright blue again. Fish returned happily to the reefs. Seaweed danced peacefully in the currents. And above the ocean, the full moon shone brightly across the waves. When the friends finally returned to Coral Bay, all the sea animals gathered to celebrate. Grandpa Tide, the turtle, listened carefully as Finley told the story. "You showed true courage," said Grandpa Tide proudly. "Not because you fought danger, but because you chose kindness." The coral reef sparkled with colorful lights as fish danced through the water. Crabbo balanced shells on his head while baby octopuses laughed. Delphina performed giant flips above the waves. Even the electric eel, whose name was Zapper, joined the celebration carefully without shocking anyone. Late that night, Finley floated quietly beside his friends beneath the glowing moonlight. "You know," said Crabbo, "next time we go on an adventure, maybe somewhere less dangerous." Delphina laughed. "Where's the fun in that?" Finley smiled as he looked out toward the endless sea. The ocean was huge, mysterious, and filled with wonders still waiting to be discovered. And somehow, Finley knew this was only the beginning of their adventures. Because in the deep blue sea, the greatest treasure wasn't gold or glowing crystals. It was friendship, courage, and helping others when they needed it most. And as the waves rolled gently above Coral Bay, the friends drifted peacefully to sleep, dreaming of the next great adventure waiting beyond the horizon. Like and subscribe.